Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It is officially Hobonichi season, that magical time of the year when the new lineup is revealed, covers and accessories are previewed, and planner lovers the world over start building their wish lists. But this year, the mood feels a little bit different. Along with the excitement, there's also a lot of worry. The big conversation isn't just about which cover design to pick or whether you'll try a cousin or a week's. It is about the price hikes. Not just Hobonichi raising prices a little, but also the effect of tariffs and the possible end of the de minimis rule in the US. Together, these could make Hobonichi orders much more expensive, especially if you live in the US. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down. Why stationery prices are going up everywhere, what tariffs are, and how they affect US customers, what the removal of the de minimis rule actually means in practice, how things compare for customers in Europe, Asia, and other regions, and finally, what you can do about it if you're still determined to get your Hobonichi this September. This is going to be a deep dive, so grab your current planner, maybe a cup of tea, and let's talk about what all of this really means for us stationery lovers. Why prices are rising everywhere. Let's start with the basics. Hobonichi has quietly increased prices on planners and covers over the years. A few $100 here, a little extra covers there, it all adds up. And this isn't just Hobonichi. Across the stationery world, costs are creeping higher. Midori, Traveler's Company, Leuchtturm, even Western brands like Moleskine. Everyone's feeling the impact of higher paper costs, rising wages, and global shipping issues. So yes, Hobonichi itself is charging more this year, but for US customers, the bigger hit might not come from Hobonichi. It'll come from import rules. What are tariffs? So what are tariffs really? In simple terms, a tariff is a tax your government charges on goods being imported. It's supposed to protect local businesses from cheaper imports, but for regular people like us, it just means that the final prices go up. Here's what happens. You order from Hobonichi website, they ship your box from Japan, it arrives at US Customs. Customs looks at the declared value and decides whether to apply duties. If duties apply, you don't get your package until you pay the extra fees, either directly to the courier or as a bill afterward. So why haven't most US Hobonichi fans had to deal with this before? That's where the de minimis rule comes in. The de minimis rule explained. Right now, the US has one of the most generous de minimis thresholds in the world at $800. That means if your package is worth less than $800, it skips customs duties completely. And let's be real, most Hobonichi orders don't even come close to that. Maybe $100, $200, sometimes $300 if you really go wild with covers and accessories. So up until now, US customers have been spoiled in a way. You paid Hobonichi prices, added shipping, and that was it. No surprise bills. But here's the problem. That $800 threshold may be removed or lowered starting at the end of August, and Hobonichi's online store opens for international orders on September 1st, which means American customers may immediately feel the impact. What it could look like in practice. Let's walk through an example so you can see how this plays out. Say you buy a Hobonichi Techo cousin for about $55, a cover for $45, accessories for $20, so that's about $120. Add Hobonichi's international shipping, maybe $25. Your cart is $145. Today, under the current rule, that's the total you pay. But if the de minimis law is gone, a duty of say 10% adds about $12. A processing or brokerage fee from the courier may be $10 to $15. Add local state tax, so maybe another $8 to $10. Your $145 order suddenly costs $175 to $180 US. And if you order multiple covers or a big haul, the extra charges scale up quickly. And that is why people are so concerned. How this compares internationally. Now here's the twist. This is nothing new for most of the world. In the EU, every non-European order is subject to value-added tax or VAT and sometimes customs duty. That's usually around 20% on top plus a handling fee. European stationery fans have been paying this cost for years. So in a way, the US is just catching up to the reality Europe has long faced. In Asia, it varies. Singapore and Hong Kong tend to have smooth imports and lower duties, so shipping is often the main cost. But in places like the Philippines or Indonesia, customs can be strict, with unpredictable fees. You might get lucky with a small package, or you might get hit with a large tax bill. In Australia and Canada, both already have low de minimis thresholds, so Hobonichi orders frequently get taxed. Canadians especially know the pain of high brokerage fees from couriers like UPS. So globally, this isn't new, it just feels new and shocking for Americans. What can you do? Alright, so what are your options as a US Hobonichi fan? First is you can budget extra for September. Since Hobonichi only opens orders on September 1st, you can't beat the law by ordering earlier. So instead, go in expecting duties and fees so you're not caught off guard. You can also buy from stockists. Shops like JetPens, Yoseka, and Atlas Stationers already import Hobonichi. The retail price looks higher, but tariffs and customs are included. Plus, shipping is faster and simpler. You can also split orders. While tariffs will still apply, smaller packages sometimes get lower courier fees. 2 smaller boxes may cost less in fees than 1 large one. You can also be careful with group orders. Ordering together sounds smart for saving shipping, but a big package often attracts more fees. Sometimes, ordering separately is actually cheaper overall. You can also watch exchange rates. The yen has been weak against the US dollar recently, which means American buyers get more value. This can help offset some of the extra costs, but keep an eye because exchange rates change daily. The bigger picture. So what does this mean for us as a community? It may push more people to buy locally, supporting US-based retailers who already deal with import rules. It might encourage secondhand sales and swaps within the US to avoid new fees. And maybe it will push Hobonichi to expand their international distribution. If buying direct from Japan becomes too expensive, they might invest more in stocking items through global partners. It's also a reminder of how niche hobbies like stationery are tied to global trade. The paper in your planner, the letter on your cover, the ink in your pen, all of it is connected to international supply chains and government policies. Final thoughts. So to sum up, Hobonichi products are already more expensive this year due to rising costs. For US customers, the end of the de minimis rule means all orders could face tariffs and fees. A $145 order could become closer to $180. This is new for Americans, but not for Europeans, Canadians, or Australians who've been paying the value-added tax and duties for years. The best strategy is to expect extra costs in September and consider alternatives like US stockists. Hobonichi season is still a special time of the year. Choosing your planner, dreaming about the year ahead, setting up your spreads, that joy is still there. But this year, budgeting has to be part of your process. And that's the full rundown on Hobonichi, tariffs, and global price hikes. Now I want to hear from you guys. If you're in the US, are you still planning to order directly from Japan this year? Or will you switch to local shops? And for my viewers outside the US, what's your experience been like with customs fees in your country? Please drop your stories in the comments so we can learn from each other. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more stationery deep dives and planner content. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Hobonichi season to all of you. And as always, I will see you in the next video.